Welcome back as you join me in this second update. I thought I'd mention we're completing our third week since Governor Pritzker announced that the entire state would begin observing his shelter in place order, which began officially on Saturday, March 21st at 5 p.m. I know it's hard to believe we've already endured 3 weeks of this new reality, and in that time, I think we've also experienced all four seasons. From cold and snow to rain and sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s to 40 degrees the next day. That summer-like day we had this past Tuesday was so refreshing. And if you're like me, you've probably also experienced to some degree a range of emotions to go along with this whole ordeal. In the past week specifically, I've spoken with quite a few residents who are struggling with their emotions and mental well-being, from fears about the future through anxieties over the loss of their job or job-related uncertainties and mounting debt. Basically, an overall sense of vulnerability and feeling like they're no longer in control. So, to my point about mental health and coping during COVID-19, I wanted to remind you that the city is here to help us cope during times like these when they're so difficult. When you visit the quick links page, which I mentioned in the previous update on our city's website, which is www.cityrm.org, you'll find the link to the CDC, and there is a broad range of resources on the topic of mental health and coping during COVID-19. But I wanted to take it one step further, and so I'm letting you know we're curating a local coping with COVID-19 toolkit. This toolkit focuses on how to take care of your mental, social, and emotional well-being. It offers practical guidance along with local directories if you are seeking assistance. And again, it's for anyone who may need it. And for many, this pandemic has triggered a high degree of stress and anxiety. Factors like financial worries, social distancing, or other issues that may be weighing on you as we continue to go through these times. And believe me, you're not alone. We'll get through this and we'll get through it together. But in order to get through it, you should also be looking for creative and entertaining ways to occupy your time while sheltering in place. I know there's a lot of suggestions out there on how to pass the time, but if you'd like more ideas, let me know, and we'd be glad to post and provide more resources on it. Quite honestly, it would be nice to focus on more lighthearted content like resources focused on in-home fun and entertainment to occupy one's time within our running list of resources. This week, I've also heard from City Hall, even though closed to walk-ins, they've been dealing with quite a few phone calls from residents, mostly related to payments and fees. And you can bet in general, this is the subject that's going to be on top of mind for a lot of people. But they're also fielding general inquiries too. So please continue to contact the city if you have questions of a financial nature or just general things that you need to work out. On another note, our police and fire are still operating at a regular capacity. They've rightfully continued taking additional health and safety measures while out dealing with the public, and hopefully we can improve their safety by limiting their exposure to the public by reducing the amount of calls they're dispatched on to those which are absolutely critical and necessary for attention. The Rolling Meadows Chamber of Commerce is still continuing their outreach with our businesses, and those businesses are finally relaying more concerns, but more than concerns, they're starting to provide ideas to mitigate the inevitable financial hardships that they're dealing with. You may have seen a number of initiatives popping up in the area in an effort to support these businesses. One of those happens to be Takeout Tuesday, where people are ordering takeout on Tuesdays, and they're using this as a mechanism to encourage scheduled spending, if nothing else. But speaking of scheduled, the Cook County Department of Public Health released its April 9th report indicating a total of 4,299 confirmed COVID-19 cases in suburban Cook County. They also released the unfortunate number of 142 deaths from COVID-19. They reported 214 new cases today on April 9th, which was 32 cases less than the 246 on the day before. But I want you to remember, each day is a new report where new patients are being added to the overall total, and we're not in the clear until these cases drop significantly. So please, Continue to stay home and limit the amount of people in your family who are venturing out to get your family's necessities. Because we, like other communities, are still struggling to receive real-time and accurate case counts for our immediate community. So the best we can do for now is observe the statistics provided at the county level. But as soon as we get these institutions to make it their priority to provide local, accurate, and reliable data, I'll be one of the first to share it with you. And so as I close with this week on the latest act of kindness, our Rolling Meadows Fire Department was again a fortunate recipient to receive 2,000 protective face masks. This donation came from the generosity of a company in Mount Prospect. They're called Intercontinental Trading. They've actually performed a region-wide donation of more than 100,000 masks to agencies that are in communities who have requested a need for them. And so it's nice to see this level of goodwill. And now to all those who are celebrating holy days this week, I want to wish you well in your celebrations, and I want to remind you of social distancing should you get together with family and friends. But more importantly, I want to remind you to stay safe, stay healthy, and stay home.